Assalamu alaikum, hello everyone, welcome back to EngVlog, and today in this lesson we're going to talk about 10 phrases native speakers use, and it's the fourth episode. So today we have Sabir, and he was also in our third episode. I hope you have seen this guy, right? So Sabir, thanks for coming and thanks for your assistance. Close but no cigar. It's one of my favorite phrases, you can say. Close but no cigar. It means a situation when someone almost succeeds but not quite. That means you were about to, or you were about to succeed, but somehow you couldn't do that, right? So in that case, people say, or we say, it was close but no cigar. So sir, could you give us an example?
Yeah, sure. Five of my numbers came up in the lottery. Close, but no cigar.
Okay, so maybe he had a lottery, and he had to match. I mean, all the six letters. Maybe
Right.
there are six letters, but five of them matched perfectly. It was so close, and Sabir was about to shout, but somehow the sixth one couldn't match. So you could say, or I could say, "Oh, Sabir, it was close, but no cigar." Actually, it came from a real life story. Okay, so in army, when the new army, when the recruits, okay, had to practice the target. Okay, they had to shoot, they had to practice the shooting the target. Okay, so when, and in the middle part, the center is called bullseye. Okay, so when they just shoot near the bullseye, okay, people used to say, okay, it was close but no cigar. I mean, cigar was a reward. Okay, if anyone hit the bullseye, hit the middle point, okay, the person was given a cigar. So if you nearly, if you're just very close to the point, very close to the bullseye, people would say, or the officials would say, it was close but no cigar, because you didn't hit the target. Rolling in it. Okay, so rolling in it means what? It means extremely rich. So the example, an example can give us a clearer picture of that. Okay, so sir, example.
Yeah, sure. Since tuition fees have been introduced, you need to be rolling in it to afford university.
Yes, so there are so many universities, they have put some, or they have doubled or sometimes tripled their tuition fees. So you were saying that if you want to go to that university, go to one of the universities, right? You have to be rolling in it. That
Right.
means you have to be very rich, right? So that you can afford the tuition fees. Great. Cat got your tongue. So cat got your tongue, that doesn't mean that is a real life cat. A real cat has got your tongue or has scratched on your tongue, right? It means you don't have anything to say. Okay, you have nothing to say, or you are very quiet. Okay, so if you are kind of person who is very quiet, who doesn't like to express the feeling, so the person is, you can say that, hey man, has cat got your tongue? That means, why, what is the reason that made you so much silent?
So much silent.
Okay, so example.
Yeah, sure. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? I did say we would use up all our money on the car.
Okay, so maybe he is planning to buy a new car, and when he discussed it with his wife, so the wife just became silent, because his wife didn't want to, or didn't love to buy a new car, because they have one already. Okay,
Right.
so Sabir might ask that, hey, what happened to you? Has cat got your tongue? That means, why are you so silent? I need to know if you really want to buy a car, because Sabir doesn't have that much money, because Sabir and his wife both have to spend that money. So Sabir alone cannot do that. So that's why he is caring for that. Okay, so cat's got your tongue. Until you are blue. Well, until you are blue. So there is nothing got to do with the color blue. Okay. or you don't have to be blue. Okay, you don't have to have the blue skin, right?
Right.
Native speakers use this when they want to say that doing something is a waste of time, and nothing will change. So if you keep doing that, if you keep doing something, and if nothing changes, you can say, "Oh man, why are you doing so?" Because you should stop. You should quit because you are doing it until you are blue. So, sir, could you give us an example?
Yeah, sure. I have told him to get here on time until I am blue in the face, but he still continues to arrive late.
Okay, so Sabir has told some person particular to come, come in time. Okay, but the Sabir keeps telling the person to come somewhere. Okay, so to get somewhere in time, but the person is always late. So you can say that, oh, I'm done with that. I have told the person to come here in time until I'm blue, right? Until I am blue, but he is always late. So that is what it sounds. Bust a gut. So what does it mean, Sabir? It means uh, to put so much effort to achieve something. Okay, so if you work hard on something, very, 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 you are working very hard, you could say bust a gut. So I think an example will give us a clear picture of that.
Right.
So Sabir.
There are train strikes and the traffic is terrible. And I had to bust a gut here on time today.
Okay, so wow, great example. So you had to go to office. All the strikes, there are strikes going on every possible ways. Okay, the train and also the all the traffic. Okay, so you couldn't take any of them. So you had to take other ways to get here. Maybe you took a chopper or helicopter. Okay,
Right.
so you could say that I had to bust a gut. That means I had to put much effort to get here, to reach somewhere. Right. So bust a gut. You are pulling my leg. So it's not literal pulling. Okay. So you are pulling my leg. It is used when you are tricked or you are fooled by someone, but in a fun way. You can understand that someone is making fun. Okay. But and the person wants you to believe something, right? So you could say, hey man, I can't believe that you are pulling my leg. Is it true? That means, is it true, or are you making fun of that? Okay, so you are pulling my leg. So sir, could you give us an example?
Yeah, sure. Oh, stop pulling my leg. You can't have won the lottery. You didn't even buy a ticket.
Okay, so it's a nice one. Maybe a friend came to you and say, hey man, I won a lottery. Okay, so you could say, hey, you are pulling my leg. That means I don't believe that. Okay, because you didn't even buy a lottery. You don't have a lottery. So how come you win that? Okay, so pulling your or someone's leg. Burn a hole in your pocket. So I think there is something that we can relate between your pocket and your money. So burn a hole in your pocket means something that make you spend a lot of money. So unexpected costs, right? So you couldn't expect that I'm going to spend that much money. So you could say after spending that, you could say, oh my god. Oh, so why should I give an example? Because Sabir is here. Okay, so Sabir.
Okay, I'm also waiting for that.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the cost of the wedding will burn a hole in my pocket.
We are talking about the wedding of Mr. Sakib. Okay, and but he is not very interested. And we asked why you are not so interested, and he said, that is, I think the cost of the wedding will burn a hole in my pocket. That means I think that this wedding will cost me a fortune. Okay, maybe I'm rich, and maybe after getting married I'll be poor because I will have to spend every penny. Okay, so burning hole or burn hole in your pocket means unexpected costs. Butter up. When you butter someone up, that means you become especially, nicer okay, you take care of them more carefully and you become nicer to them, so that in future, in return, you can achieve something through their help or through their assistance, right? So it's a kind of, technique or tricks, okay, for future, if you want to grab something and if you need some assistance from someone else, and if the person doesn't like you or doesn't want to assist you, you can butter that person up, okay. You can give some gift, you can talk to them nicely, you can take care of them, you can do so many other stuff, okay, so that the person helped you, so that the person helps you in future in return.
Right.
Okay, so sir, would you give us an example?
Yes. Don't waste your time buttering me up.
Okay, so maybe someone is playing a trick, okay, and Sabir understands that, and he's saying that, okay, don't waste your time buttering me up. That means I'm not interested. I will not follow. I will not buy. I will not do whatever you want to do. So it will be a waste of your time. So
Right.
find someone else.
Right.
Okay.
So oil your own machine.
Yeah. Bells and whistles. So bells and whistles, it means something extra. Okay, something extra, like all the add-ons and gadgets. Okay, so all the extra things can be put in a single term that is called bells and whistles. So, sir, could you give us an example?
Yeah, sure. My neighbor is very jealous of me. I have just bought a car with all the bells and whistles.
Okay, so Sabir is talking about his neighbor, and he's saying that my neighbor is very jealous of me. Okay,
Right.
because Sabir has bought a new car,
Right.
and it has all the bells and whistles. That means all the extra features or
Right.
facilities or everything. Okay, the car that are related to car. Okay, so Sabir is very much proud of that car. Okay, so one thing I can relate to that situation, that is Will Smith. Okay, he said that is people spend too much money they haven't earned to buy things they don't want and to impress people they don't like. So have you bought that car to impress others, or you for your own purpose?
No, for my own satisfaction.
Satisfaction for
Right.
own necessity, right?
Right.
Okay. Splash out. Okay, so splash out means to spend a lot of money on pleasant things, nice things, but you don't really need. Okay, so if you spend something you don't really need, okay, but the something is very pleasant, you could say splash out. So, sir, could you give us an example?
Sure. I was feeling so sad last week, so I splashed out on a new computer and I felt great.
Okay, so Sabir, maybe he had a computer, or he has a computer, okay, but somehow for some reason, okay, he was sad, he was not feeling very well, okay, so he just thought that if I buy a computer, maybe I would feel great, right?
Right.
So he went to the market and bought a new one, okay, but he didn't really need that one, okay, but somehow to make himself satisfied, okay, to cheer himself up, he bought that computer.
Right.
Okay, so that is called splash out. So Sabir splashed out on something. I mean, Sabir spent money, okay, on something, for something that was very pleasant, that gave Sabir pleasure, but he didn't need that.
Right.
Okay, well, that's all for the time being. Okay, I hope you understood the lesson, and I hope you got every explanation and example from Sabir and me. So if you guys like the video, just hit the thumbs up below, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, to your YouTube channel, EngVlog. Hope to see you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
5 more exciting and funny and wonderful tongue twisters to get your tongue twisted. Okay, so only to improve your sound, right?